Hey everyone, welcome back to Geet Builds. I am Geet, creator and founder of both Minecraft and wireless keyboards. So you may have already heard of it, but Planet Minecraft is doing an October 1 chunk challenge, and so this is my submission for that. The map is up for download and I'll add the link to that below, and if you haven't heard of it, there's still a few days left to make your own map. So a 1 chunk build has a very obvious limitation, that being you can basically only build straight up. So instead of trying to fight that, I wanted to use that constraint to tell a story. So it's about to get pretty dorky, and I just want to warn you ahead of time that I will be talking about Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm really sorry about that. So as a kid, there was this book series that took place in the Dungeons & Dragons world, and it was about a drow, which is basically a race of dark elves that live beneath the ground in a place called the Underdark, and worship a spider queen named Lolth. They don't ever go above ground except to raid human villages. So this seemed like the perfect combo, a story that already has a vertical layout, venturing from below in the Underdark to the surface to raid a human village, and a spider goddess that I have an excuse to throw around some spider webs right around Halloween. And before we go any further, make sure to like this video if you haven't already. It really helps me grow the channel and bring new people into the Geet Builds community. Rumor has it that a name for you all might be coming, and that it might be the Geetles, but I can't quite confirm that yet. So go ahead and subscribe and you might get to be a Geetle. I've also got a Discord now too, so come join us over there if you use Discord. So far, I've been building the drow half of the map. It has an elven flair, some graceful curves for the roofs, and a bit more stone architecture. For the platforms on those levels, I used a mix of blackstone, basalt, and coal blocks for a dark, cave-looking vibe. There's also a magical purple spiral winding its way around the towers as well. For the human half of the build, the platforms are stone, andesite, cobblestone, and coal ore, with grass on top of it all. And the buildings are in the half-timber style, so there's wool for the walls and logs for the trim. And then I added fire and destruction, because it needed to be a story and not just a static build. But that's easy to see in a bit when I do a walkthrough on the inside. The castle is a ton of stone bricks and weird things jutting out, since I wanted it to be more of a fantasy castle than a real one. So there's the tower sticking out from the corner and some squares poking out of the sides as well. It was hard to make it seem castle-like and imposing while being vertical, without making the whole thing just look like a tower, but I think using walls around the bottom helped make it seem more castle-y. So here we have the whole thing finished. I added some red vines between the dark elf layers, as well as a giant spider web in the back that I'm very originally naming Lolth's Web. I think using the web, the vines, and the stairs make the levels feel connected, and I didn't want the map to seem like 5 individual levels stacked on top of each other, but an interconnected world that just happened to be really tall. To help with that feeling, I made sure that if you start at the bottom of the build, you can get all the way to the top just by walking and climbing, and don't have to fly at all. And I think the best way to get a feel of the map and the story is to download the map and do a bit of exploring, so I'll do a walkthrough in a bit, but make sure to go get the map for yourself. So the first layer above the surface is a small human town, and that's represented by the wheat field in the corner, the smaller buildings, and the tree in the back, and also by the lack of walls surrounding it. This layer also has a lot more visible destruction, as if it's been burning for a while and the buildings have had time to collapse. I did a similar thing on these levels as I did on the Dark Elf levels and connected them using leaves as vines and using a ladder to get from one layer to the next. The second human level is supposed to be a city, and you can tell because it has wooden walls around the bottom and the buildings are bigger and more complex than the town below. To get to this layer, you simply go up the tower in the town, climb the ladder, go through a cellar, and you're in the city. I'm personally a really big fan of the gate on this level, and I think it makes the city stand apart from the town below. There's also still burning and destruction in the city, as if the Dark Elves have gotten in and started attacking the city, but it hasn't started collapsing and falling apart like the town has. So finally to the castle. In my mind, the castle is inside of the city, and it's sort of a last line of defense for the humans against the invasion. There's no burning here yet, as if the battle is still going on and the castle is holding out for now. I tried to pack all the castle type things I could into this, so there are walls around the keep, as well as a gate and a tower sticking out. And inside there's a throne room, some jail cells, a barracks, and a treasure room, as well as an armory in the bottom that you climb through to get into the castle. All throughout the layers so far there's only been dark elves, which I made using armor stands and netherite armor, but here for the first time you see humans on the inside. They're wearing iron armor, as well as a king wearing gold armor in the throne room. There's a fight going on in the cellar, and above that the humans are preparing for the last fight, and I'll show that all during the walkthrough. And here's what the whole map looks like from the outside. So the rest of the video is going to be a first person walk around the entire build. And again, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel since I make cool videos like this at least once and usually twice a week. So hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.